I've talked about having obsessive compulsive disorder for years. The guy who sort of helped cure me, although I'm never cured, it's like 82% cured, but the other 18% is always floating out there making me crazy. I hadn't seen him in probably 20 years, and he came to my one-man show and said, we're doing a lecture at the university that he teaches, and said, Albert Einstein near in the Bronx, and he said, would you come and speak? And I went, okay. So I went out there and heard an hour and a half of conversations by some of the smartest doctors I've ever heard, but it was all kind kind of negative about OCD. And look, there's not a lot of positive stuff to say about OCD, but it was always this, well, then you do this, and then the obsessions and then the compulsions, and it drives people crazy and this and that. And after listening to it for an hour and a half, it kind of depressed me. And we took a break, and I was the first speaker after lunch. And I got up and said, I've been listening to you guys for the last hour and a half, and you're the smartest people I've ever met. And I have no reason to actually be here, but I'm going to tell you, um, OCD motivated me. And the reason I'm successful is because of obsessive compulsive disorder, and talked about, quite honestly, the positive side of OCD. Well, they'd never heard that before. And I kind of made it up as I went along. And there was a doctor there and a professor who leads the department at Stanford. So she saw me, and I ended up speaking there soon afterwards on a similar sort of approach. And, that's the other thing about giving back. If you can help other people with some knowledge you have on something that's sort of a left turn from what it is I do for the most part, the giving back part is super important. And of all the things I've done in my life, I wrote a book called Everything in Its Place, and it's about my whole life in OCD. And 20 years after the fact, it was published in 1999. When somebody comes up to me and says, I didn't know what I had until I saw you on Oprah, and then I bought your book, and it changed my life. I've had fun throwing green slime at people and talking about, how cookies are made and all that other cool stuff I've done. But when somebody comes up to me and said, you changed my life because of what you wrote about and what you talked about, that's the best reward you can get.